This video is on area of rectangles and parallelograms. Area of rectangles. Area is the surface measurement of a two-dimensional figure. We can think of it as the square units that a shape covers. And the example that I used in class was the bulletin board. We have the border. The bulletin board itself is the area. And we're going to use the formula area equals base times height, where B is the length of the base and H is the height of the rectangle. Area is measured in square units. Inches times inches is inches squared. Feet times feet is feet squared. And meters times meters is meters squared. And our first figure, it's a rectangle. And our formula is area equals base times height. The base is this piece right here, which is 12.7, times the height, which is 5. And you multiply those in the calculator, you get 63.5 centimeters squared. Our second one here is, the formula is area equals base times height. The base is 2 1/2 times the height, which is 1 2/5. And if you're in class, you can use alpha y equals to get your fraction bar. And when you multiply those together, you would get 7/2, or you might have gotten 3.5, or the fraction 3 1/2. Number three. Two walls of a room are being painted, and each wall measures 16 feet by 8.5 feet. So I did my wall, and it's 16 feet by 8 1/2 feet. How many square feet will be painted? So we've got our formula, area equals the base times height, where the base is 16, the height is 8 1/2. And once again, you'll use alpha and y equal for this 8.5, or either change it to a decimal, 8.5. And when you multiply those together, you get 36. But the thing here, this is the area of one wall. It said you painted 2 walls. So we're going to multiply that by 2, and you get 272 feet squared. When you're writing formulas can be manipulated to solve for missing information. Example A equals BH can be written as B equals A over H, or H equals A over B. You're manipulating that formula, A equals BH. And if we're looking for the B, we've got to divide by the H. And if we're looking for the H, we've got to divide by the B, which we did here, these two places. So be sure that you can manipulate formulas. You do them, it looks just like an equation and what you would be moving. All right. The area of a rectangle is 162. That says the area. What is the length of the base? So our formula is A equals base times height, where the area is 162. And we have a height of 18. We'll put 18, and we're looking for the base. Here, you can just do straight division, or you can do math up enter and enter it in as an equation. And if you do that, you get your base equals 9. That'll be 9 meters. All right, the top one here says a rectangular canvas covers 225 square inches. So that's the area of a wall. If the canvas has a height of 18 inches, then what is the base? So we have the area is base times height. Our area is 225 equals, we got a height of 18, and we're looking for the base. Math up enter here. The kids know what that is. and you can solve it as the equation. And when you do that, you get the base as being 12.5 inches. Number 6, students were asked to write a formula that could be used to find the height of a rectangle with a base of 12 and an area of 60 centimeters. Circle the names of those who did this correctly. So, I'm going to put it right here where you can see it. Area equals the base times height. We've got an area of 60 and a base of 12, and we're looking for the H. And if we look at these, it can't be this one because they've got 12 times 12. This one, they've got 60 times the height, which that's not it. Ben's looks just like this one. Shown, if we were looking for H, if you looked on that first page, we're looking for the area, which is 60, so it's not that one. Here's the height with the area of 60 divided by the 12. So Ben and Kate have the two correct ones there. Area parallelograms. Dimensions of a parallelogram are also referred to as the base and height. Use the formula A equals the base times the height, where B is the length of the base and H is the height of the parallelogram, which makes a 90 degree with the base. Makes 90 degrees. All right, one of the strategies that I told the kids about was when doing this in the 7th grade, we don't deal with slants. So I told them to go ahead and mark that slant out so that they know they won't use it, and do that. And all heights are going to be dotted lines. So here we've got our formula. Area equals the base times the height. Got 12.2 is the base and the height is 8. And you multiply those together, you get 97.6 centimeters squared. And then number 2, we have another slant, so we want to mark that out so we know we don't use that number. Area equals the base times the height. The base is 6. The height is 2 1/2. You can do alpha y equal to multiply those, or change that 2 1/2 to 2.5. And when you multiply those two together, you get an area of 15 foot squared. All right. Here's these two. Carly was given a rectangle and a parallelogram pictured below on her math test. She said that they both had an area of 11.5 because they both had the same base and the same height. Is she correct? If not, explain what she did wrong. So the area of the parallelogram being base times height, mark out that 2.3. We have a 5 times 2.1, which is the height. Over here we have area equals base times height, which is at 5 with a 2.3 height. And if we do both of those in the calculator, we get 5 times 2.1 is 10.5. And then 5 times 2.3 is 11.5. So Carly is incorrect. Any questions, please ask.